Fully immersive virtual reality has been a thought in the back of my head for a while. Ever since I watched Sword Art Online, I've been interested in the future of virtual reality. Sword Art Online was a lot of people's first experience with virtual reality in the media. The Sword Art Online anime came out in 2012, at a time when virtual reality technology was at a really early stage. Now, I'm not saying that we are currently living in the golden age of virtual reality. We are definitely not. However, it has to be considered that virtual reality has come a long way since 2012. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing why virtual reality appeals to people and how this will manifest in the future. So, this may sound weird, but I'm actually going to start by talking about non-VR open world MMORPG games. This is because I see similarities between why people play big MMORPGs like World of Warcraft and why people are interested in fully immersive virtual reality. This isn't true for everyone, but I believe a big part of why people play these types of games is because it can be a form of escapism. I mean, if you think about it, what better way of escapism would there be than literally being able to experience a virtual environment through an avatar? Now, when it comes to regular MMORPGs, there is of course the fact that you're sitting at your PC and controlling your character through a mouse and keyboard, which breaks the immersion. But if we consider a fully immersive virtual world, these barriers wouldn't exist, and honestly I think it would be a very different experience and also a very interesting one. Everyone has their own reasons for wanting to escape to a game, whether it be that you're bored of the monotony of everyday life, or that you're dissatisfied with who and where you are. I think everyone sometimes needs a distraction. I don't think it is wrong to chase distractions either, especially since there is an argument to be made that experiences within a virtual environment can be very genuine. I do think virtual reality appeals most to this kind of people, though, since there is no denying that for a lot of people, the interest in virtual reality comes from a desire to connect with others or to distract from the real by indulging in the fake. Virtual worlds also offer a space in which players can realize dreams that otherwise would be impossible. I think there is an innate desire among people to slay the dragon, so to speak, and in the modern world, opportunities to be a hero are few and far between. But in a virtual world, obstacles are conveniently outlined, waiting for you as the player to make your move. This kind of easy to follow linear progression system that most MMORPG games have provides players with simple objectives that are achievable and consistent, which is a stark contrast to modern day life. It might just be my experience, but it feels like a lot of people are lost nowadays. Some days it can feel like even if you do all the right things, life still goes wrong. In a game world, however, consequences are much more easy to predict and consistent. If I complete a quest in a game, I know I'm going to get a certain amount of experience points and gold or in-game currency. But in real life, there are no conveniently placed quest givers, and you have to actually go out and make an effort to look for somebody who needs a task done. And even then, there is no guarantee that your skill set will be enough. A fully immersive virtual reality MMO style game like Sword Art Online would be the great equalizer for a lot of people. It doesn't matter who you are, since everyone starts at level 1. As much as society likes to pretend that if you just put your head down and work hard, you'll be successful as the people who are at the top, this isn't always the case. Not to mention, certain people in society are born into wealth or opportunities that give them an unfair advantage. Video games, however, despite having their flaws, do provide a much more equal playing field for people. This, I think, appeals to a lot of people as they know that their skill set would be valued and practical if they could just spend their time in a simulation. The reason why I titled this fully immersive virtual reality instead of just virtual reality is because for a lot of people, what keeps them tied to the real is their desire to feel things, whereas if a virtual reality was fully immersive, these senses could be met, and I do believe that when virtual reality reaches a stage like Sword Art Online, or alternatively Ready Player One, we will see some people start to spend more of their time in a virtual environment than a real one. This won't be as dystopian as it sounds though, since by this stage, the experiences of the player in a game will feel just as genuine as their real life experiences. You could be whoever you want to and live whichever story you wanted to without being confined to the limits of reality. You could also develop a skill set that would be truly valued that perhaps you would not have been able to develop otherwise. The multiplayer aspect will allow people to almost perfectly simulate real world interactions and emotions, all from the comfort of your own room. You would have access to millions of people, so you're bound to find somebody who you could connect to. This would give people who feel lonely a chance to create a social circle in a way that would allow them to actually interact with strangers without all the obstacles that you would encounter in real life. And I need to put emphasis on the fact that this would all be from the comfort of your home through the use of virtual reality technology. This provides people with a constant plan B if this virtual reality thing gets too much, as they can just log off. This provides people with an escape plan that just doesn't exist in real life interactions. You can't log out of an awkward situation at high school or in public. You can try to leave the situation, but most of the time that just makes things worse. Anyway, that's all I really have time to discuss. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost at 300 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed.